Howdy folks, welcome back. I kind of wanted to do a little update video, show you some things that was going on. I'm pretty happy I finally got a chance to work out here yesterday, and I finished sealing up the bottom rear of my cab. And I finished the driver's side rocker and cab corner, finishing up some little final welds between the cab corner and then obviously the pinch weld seam because I replaced all that. I was noticing while the truck was sitting here that there was some surface rust popping out right on these corners on both sides, which was frustrating to me because I didn't really understand why. I'm not sure if I just didn't get enough epoxy sealer on there or what the deal was. But I knew I needed to do something about it because if it was popping through the sealer, obviously we've got a problem. And I was reading and came out here a couple days ago and looked inside from the inside into this corner, and just the welds up in this corner had a layer of surface rust on them. So I was like, okay, well clearly it's rusting through. And I read a lot about, the heat and bringing moisture to it and all this, that, and the other. And anyway, I just decided that yesterday I was going to go on from the inside and sandblast that whole seam real good, and I sealed both the inside and the out again. So hopefully I don't get any more rust through. I'm going to watch it pretty closely. What I may end up having to do is cut a big section out right here because it's pretty thin right here. So I'm really not sure. I'm going to wait before I do any body work, and obviously I got plenty of other stuff to be doing. But if this pops through again, I'm probably going to cut it out, which I really don't want to do because this is all factory down to that body line. And it would be a lot of work to try and recreate that, so I'm really hoping I don't have to do that, because if I got to do it over here, I'm going to go ahead and do it on that side too. I started working on my kick panel. It proved to be a little bit of a pain. I had to cut out a little chunk of the floor like I did on this truck to get the floor pan up in there, but at any rate, that's kind of the update on my truck. I'm real happy with it. It's come a long way. Like I said, that sign right there up on the wall, that underground sign right there, that was actually my driver's side floor pan. So it's come a long way, and I think it's looking pretty good, so I'm happy with that. As far as Mike's cab, I was held up because of the rain and the humidity, and I needed to seal the inside of this cab corner and the pillar, but I've got, let's see, let me get some brightness here. I've got the body, the door gap pretty good. It's going to take some tweaking. Whoever paints the truck and does the body work, it'll take some tweaking, but it's 90% there. This cab corner was a much better fit than the two cab corners I got for my truck. I can't explain why. So these cab corners on Mike's truck came from Key Parts. At least that's the box that he brought to me. For some reason, the other cab corner, which I haven't put on yet, doesn't have any stickers on it, which is weird. But these cab corners I got from LMC, and this one I believe came from Key Parts and did not require the vertical splicing. Don't ask me why they're all different. I really couldn't tell you. I highly doubt there are that many different actual factories producing these things. So at any rate, assuming this was from Key Parts, it fit pretty good. But granted, I did cut it much lower on this truck than that one. So, you know, it might be just a crappy of a fit up here, but it's better down here. I don't know. But that's just my experience. The pillar sucks. This pillar I made up of like 4 different pieces. Which if I remember to show you, I'll put a picture up during this part of the video. But this is one piece that I made and bent in the brake and then welded up to this. And then this bottom corner is a piece. And then this is a piece. I think there's a total of 3 pieces here. But, you know, I have a shrinker stretcher here. I probably could have made my own, but honestly, I just chopped this one up and used what I could with it. It had this edge and this edge, so I guess it's worth using, but they still suck. Here's the back side of it. Pretty good fit. This floor pan, I had to trim that edge of the floor pan underneath behind this. I had to trim it because it stuck out this way too far. And it was pushing this cab corner out. So once I get this cab corner welded to that inner floor pan through these plug weld holes, it'll be pretty close, but that's just one thing I noticed. And this lined up pretty good in here as far as the height wise. So just another project. They're apparently never all the same. His rocker's going to take a lot of work. You can tell. You can look at the splice on that sucker. I mean, it's a 1/4 of an inch out here that I've got to figure out. I don't know if that's just a crappy rocker. This one's got a made in Taiwan stamp that looks identical to the one I got from LMC. So, like I said, I doubt there's that many people making them. So I don't know what to tell you. I think no matter where you buy it from, it's going to take a lot of splicing. From what I've seen, GMC Paul's stuff fits pretty good. I don't know. All I can tell you is good luck. So I think that's pretty much it. The next move is to fit up the rocker on this truck that I just showed you. And hopefully I've got it. I fit it up before I welded in the cab corner permanently, but hopefully I've got this splice in this rocker pretty close. I mean, I hope so, because at this point it's so far away from where it was to begin with. I don't know. But it was like that on this truck too. You can see that actually if you look down from the top, which I'm having a hard time seeing the camera and showing you. But this is actually about 1/8 of an inch lower than the cab corner. And I couldn't get this to come out anymore without making a drastic splice like I did on Mike's rocker. So he's going to end up with a better product than I have before filler, but you know, at some point you got to draw the line, and that's where the line gets drawn for me. So 1/8 of an inch ain't bad. This one's like a 1/16 of an inch in, so ain't none of these trucks were perfect. Ain't nothing that comes out of here is going to be perfect, but it'll be close enough for for me. So at any rate, I just wanted to kind of give everybody an update. Hopefully I'll get this rocker done relatively soon, but I'll give you all an update video and let you know how that rocker goes. Right now it's looking a little rough, but one thing that isn't looking rough on that rocker is both ends. The front end matches pretty good, and the rear seems to match pretty good too. Those did not. Those took a lot of splicing and dicing. So, like I said, we'll see. I appreciate everybody who's watching, liking, and all the new people who are following. Sorry I haven't done a video recently. Mostly because I need to get his truck done. And then once I get his truck done, I'll continue making videos on my build series. But, you know, honestly, I spent a day's work on mine in the last, like, 2 months. So, haven't had a lot of time. But once I get his out of here, y'all should be seeing a lot more build videos on mine. I plan on doing it the whole way through. Debating on an LS package for this truck. Really having a hard time justifying the money for it. And the way that, you know, just life and the job looks at my full-time job, I'm just really not sure if I'm comfortable dropping that kind of money into a vehicle I'm going to drive on the weekends when the weather's nice. So we'll see. Not making any big modifications yet. Matter of fact, I haven't even welded up the floor brackets or the speedo. Like, none of the firewall I've welded up. The only thing that I have done is I have cut out the vintage air hole, which I know I am going to put there. So I need to patch that. I probably could go ahead and patch it, but I'm thinking about ordering those Vanetta Fab firewall patch panels that are really cool. They've got like the bead rolled edges and stuff like that, but like I said, that's not the priority. The only reason why I worked on it yesterday was because I had those rust popping through, and one thing I will tell you that I did on Mike's truck is I did a video on his front pillar or A-pillar. And in order, some of these fenders fit horrendously, by the way. But in order to get this fender to fit, I really had to hit this piece. I'll show you on the other truck, but I really had to hit that back to make the bottom of the fender sit flush with the door and where I had the outer rocker mocked up to. That piece that I'm talking about is right here where that fender bolt mounts to. I really had to hit that in to drop that fender back. And I know for if y'all watched the video, y'all saw it was exactly where the old one was. Now I'll tell you that I don't believe that fender. No, that fender it didn't come on this truck. He got it from somewhere else. I think his fender was kind of beat up. So another interesting thing to note about fenders is I bought a fender that my truck was, I forget which state it was built in, but I got a fender from produced and manufactured in a different factory, and it was nowhere close to the body lines on my truck. It was the weirdest thing. The only thing I saved off the fender was actually the cup, the forward cup. So I don't know. It seems like it's something different every time I do one of these, and it's honestly too much work. But at any rate, that's just kind of the fender story. Sorry, this one's kind of bland and just a bunch of me talking. So at any rate, that's the update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.